setting up for the first video in 6 months. Yeah, it's been a while. Forgot how to do this. But let's see how this goes. Can't wait. I've literally been missing this so much. Welcome to the I Am Catholic YouTube channel. Welcome to the I Am Catholic Project. My name is Marco Menzilla. So first of all, a lot of people have been reaching out to me in the past couple of months. It's been, I think, almost 6 months since I last posted a video. And I don't want this video to be too long. I don't want to go all out and discuss what's happened, but I do want to discuss this moment and how it relates to the past 6 months, for me at least. The past 6 months have been hectic. I think for every person that's been going through life in general, it's not been easy. And I mean, more so recently for a lot of my friends and a lot of my family, it's been impossible. So over the past 6 months, what I've been going through in my own faith journey, my own faith life, has been quite the challenge. I haven't doubted my faith, but I just haven't been on the same wavelength as God. I haven't been vibing with him. I haven't been communicating with him as much as I would like, which can often lead to frustration with God. I'd feel like I'd ask a question and I wouldn't get a response back like I previously would have. I wouldn't be feeling where he wanted me to go. I didn't feel like it was the right time to make any videos. I tried to make a couple of videos. It was an absolute catastrophe. Here's a quick video, a quick clip from a video that I tried to make in September that just never got made, really describing where I was at that point. Physically, I'm feeling great. Mentally, sometimes I'm torturing myself. Spiritually, I feel so blessed. So this dichotomy of situations. But in all of it, I know that the spiritual foundation of my life, the prayers that you guys have prayed for me, the way that this miracle has unraveled, is cause enough for me to know that God is with me. God has always been with me. God is in this journey with me. God is reminding me that he loves me, despite the fact that I may not love myself sometimes, despite the fact that I may have this survivor's guilt, despite the fact that each and every one of us may be going through our own form of anxiety and pressure. But I know I'm loved. And I know that you are too. So if you can, my prayer for you is really something similar to me. Try and find that spiritual foundation. Remind yourself that God is there with you. Wherever you're at, whether this is a physical pain or suffering, whether this is a spiritual pain or suffering, because those exist too. Dark Night of the Faith, Mother Teresa, I go and encourage you to look at that. I'm in a much better place now, but at that point it was really a struggle, and still sometimes there's a lot of struggle in this journey of faith. Anyway, so what are we going to be discussing today? Well, I was thinking of really discussing frustration with God, because that's really what I've been struggling with over the past couple of months. And more so the idea that you shouldn't be frustrated with God. You shouldn't be having this conversation or this relationship where anger is an emotion, or frustration is an emotion, or irritation or annoyance, or doubt sometimes. Because sometimes if my best friend was not replying to me, not responding to me, not doing everything that I would I would want from a relationship, from a friendship, I would be pretty unhappy with my best friend. I would be doubting the relationship. And that's something that I've definitely been going through with God, because God's closer to me than my best friend. To whom it may concern, I do apologize. It's not you, it's me. I remember growing up and thinking that I wasn't allowed to be angry with God. I wasn't allowed to be frustrated with God in moments, or to really sit and wrestle with these difficult choices and decisions. Something I value most in my life is my independence. And after the stroke, I suddenly didn't have that at all. I couldn't drive, I couldn't move around, I couldn't do whatever I wanted to do. And that led, I don't want to call it a state of depression, because I don't want to belittle depression. But it was a state of just incredible frustration, incredible hopelessness, vulnerability in being unable to do anything. But in this loss of independence for me, I found this incredible dependence on God. Despite the fact that God wasn't we weren't relating as we used to. And I think that was also more of a consequence from my side. But I don't think it's a terrible thing. I know at least now presently I feel much more empowered in my relationship with God because I went through that difficulty. God and I are not 100% yet. I love him. I know he's there and I continue to do his work and I love doing his work. But the best way to perhaps to describe the situation that I'm in right now is something called the dark night of the faith. St. John of the Cross was the first person we attribute that term to. But famous saints have gone through the dark night of the faith, including Mother Teresa. It's kind of like I want God to, I want to be in this relationship with God. I want to be close to God, but I'm just not feeling him. And I think that that's what a lot of people are going through right now. I know so many people are doubting God or doubting his plan and or just angry with him because so much difficulty has been coming up recently. So much pain, so much heartache, so much loss and desperation and just hopelessness. I just want to encourage you to stay true, to continue going on and on, to continue persevering despite how difficult it may be, to like have faith. You know he's there. We know he's there, but it's difficult to feel him many times, especially in this difficulty of the pandemic and everything. But just have faith. That's all that I'm going to say. Just have faith. I'm praying so hard for all of you guys. I've been doing the Bible in 1 Year podcast with Father Mike Schmitz. If you guys would like to join, do it. It is incredible. You don't have to have started on January the 1st. You can start it right now. It's a really incredible podcast on Spotify, I think on Apple Podcasts. On basically any podcast app, it is there, it is available. I encourage you guys to go and do it. I'm doing it. The first part of the Bible in the Year podcast ended 2 days ago, and second. But he did the book of Job for the first part of the year. And the book of Job is a book of incredible challenges to this man that is incredibly faithful. He lost his family, he lost everything, he lost his health, he almost died. And he carried on just being like, God, where are you? And it's a difficult book to get through because you kind of sit and presume like, God, you're a loving God. Why would you let this happen to Job? But then we translated that into our lives and we're like, God, you're a loving God. Why would you let this happen to me? Father Mike said something that's pretty incredible. He said that the answer to these questions is not a what. There's no simple answer. The answer to these questions isn't a why, it is a who. And the who is God. That relationship with God is the answer to all this difficulty. Because in that relationship with God, you're able to find solace, you're able to find comfort, and in time, hopefully, by God's grace, you will be able to find your answer. And then he said this quote that absolutely blew me away. We do not know the meaning of this moment. We don't know why this moment is so difficult. But that doesn't mean that this moment doesn't have meaning. What we do now matters. The way we live our life now matters. The way that we interact with God and one another matters. And that's why I just beg you, stay true, stay faithful, stay on this journey. I don't want to try and give an answer to this to the difficulty in your lives, because I don't think it's my position. Also, I don't think that I am the answer. God is the answer. All I'm asking is just have faith, because this isn't the relationship you've had with God your whole life. This isn't the life that we've lived our whole life. I think that the past year and a bit has been the exception to the rule. This isn't how we should be living. Anyway, last part of this video, I do want to ask you guys, I want to do something called like a quarterly bulletin almost, because a lot of people have been asking me, how do they stay true to their faith? How do they practice their faith in this period of difficulty, especially when we can't go and interact with one another? South Africa is under a pretty heavy lockdown. So what I'm going to do, my next video, the video after that I'm going to post, is going to be almost a quarterly bulletin. So I'll try and do something once every quarter that basically just describes or mentions to you guys the different ministries that are available all around the city of Johannesburg. But because we're mostly working online, everyone around the world, you're allowed to join too. There's a number of things that are happening within my parish and the parishes that I'm involved in. This is my incredible LifeTeen group meets on a Friday evening for young people. There's an Alpha course that's starting in Bryanston, which I'm also involved in. Incredible people doing it there. There's a Sycamore program that's starting at our parish as well, again for young people, but everyone's invited as well. So all of these things are starting. If you have a ministry, if you have a program, if you guys are starting something within your parish, or if you know of anyone that's starting in your parish, please can you send this video to them. And when you get this video, if you're the person that's receiving the video, please can you drop me an email at iamcatholicproject@gmail.com, and I will advertise it for you. I'm just going to put it up in one video, just let you guys know what is available so that you can participate in that if you want, just grow in community. The I Am Catholic project I've got incredible plans for this year, but by the grace of God, we'll see where that goes. I am praying for each and every one of you. God bless you. My name is Marco Manzella. I'm Catholic and I'm proud. I hope that you are too. Oh yeah, like this video, comment, please subscribe to the channel as well. I would really appreciate it. Yeah, and send this to anyone who's going through a moment of difficulty. I'd really appreciate that too. Ciao. Thank you.